3 or 4 letter words they can read quite easily now. So it shows that it works. Then my afternoon classes are generally grammar side and vocabulary. Not too big because they're only 4 and 5 year olds that I'm teaching at the moment, and I only get 20 minutes and 20 kids, so it's quite fast. Just a lot of drill, a lot of games, a lot of songs. It's handy, as I said, we have interactive whiteboards. So
how many different kinds of curriculum have you worked with, like since you've been a teacher?
I think teaching methods. At the moment, I'm teaching one which is called High Sculpt. It wouldn't really work in an ESL environment. It's more a sort of kindergarten one, which is play to learn. They play. We ask questions about what they're doing, why they're doing it, why did you do this. It works with some children, not others, because some English level is 0. So asking them, why did you do that? No clue. But it does work in some ways. So at the moment, that's more a method to teach. It's quite a strange method for me coming from an ESL background. I've done obviously like that, and then I've done the standard ESL curriculum, generally following a book, which is always helpful because then it gives me a goal to where I'm aiming to go to. Where I am now, I have no curriculum, so it is down to me to choose subjects we're doing. I obviously choose subjects that lead from one subject to the other so that we can review it as we go through. But curriculum-wise, I suppose I must have done 5 or 6 different book types so far.
How long have you spent as an ESL teacher, and then like other stuff?
ESL about 4 years altogether. I originally trained as ESL, as what I trained as to start with. Did my TEFL in China. My one was part of an internship, so I did my TEFL in England, and then I did 6 months at I did a high school. I did 6 months in a high school training to pass my TEFL. And then from there I went to Japan, but that was more teaching business English one-on-one, so completely different. Then I came back to China and I started with I2, and I was with I2 for about 3 years. During my time there, their curriculum changed quite a bit. We went from one set of books to another set of books to a different set of books. So I actually think the first set of books they used were the better books. Then from there I went to Monster English. I was there for a year. I found that was better because I was more allowed to do what I wanted to do. We still had a book that we had to aim at, and that was our goals, but I could do what I liked within those units. So sometimes students would want to go this way, so we'd go off on a different way to the book would take us, but we'd still always come back to that grammar and vocabulary that was in the books.
So what are your strengths then, working kind of, if you're working on your own and you've got these students and you see their level and you make a goal for yourself and where their English should be, what are like your strengths to reach your goal for their English?
I always try to make the teaching environment fun. I don't like to just stand there and just talk and then have them talk back to me. I like to do arts and crafts in my class. I'm quite big on that. I think children remember things better when we are more interactive with the material we're using. So whether it's making little books to write our vocabulary in, whether it's like Christmas at the moment, Christmas cards, Christmas trees, anything really that can help them to remember the vocabulary I'm trying to teach at the time. Time management, I think my time management is always very good. I'm generally always early. I don't like to be on time or late. And just, I suppose over the years, I've got a big catalogue now of games and songs and videos and things to help them learn, which in turn helps me. I'm always improving on it because I always end up going back to it at some point. Like what I have now, I've been using in the kindergarten where I am at the moment because it's handy to have. But as I said again, I make it better each time. So every time I improve it. As a teacher, I think that's one aspect you always need is to improve. You always need to. I always see another teacher teaching yourself or anyone and there's always little bits that I pick out that I think, I'll try that, I'll try this. Going from teaching secondary school, high schools, to business English to adults, down to ESL, and now down to kindergarten, I'm trying to make it so that I can be a better all-round teacher, not just, I don't want to stick just to one age group. I do prefer to teach children. I didn't enjoy the adult side so much.
So it sounds like you're comfortable in the classroom and you can make it your own and make sure that these kids are learning in the way where the school's happy, and you can take on the responsibilities that takes without much help, it sounds like, because your experience at this.
Pretty much, yeah. I think you every teacher, you always need help at some point. There's always someone you need to ask, am I doing okay? Any other ideas you could give me? I think so I've met some teachers where they just know I'm doing it this way. I don't agree with that. I think you should always be able to go different paths. Obviously, I have a goal that I want to get to, but if one of the children or something want to talk about something else that branches off from it, then I'm fine to do that. But as long as we come back to where we want to go in the end.
Do you have anything in your head that you can show us, maybe on a whiteboard or any material that you think that like you work really well with, that you can show maybe how you would use it in your own Mark way for like a couple minutes or 5 minutes? Sometimes I do that on a whiteboard and I just get lost on all the things I can do.
I've got a few documents I've brought. This is more for when I do my phonics training. So, let me show it to you.
Yeah, let's hold it right here so that glare's not on it.
So I don't bring much with me, to be honest, but this is part of when I do my phonics training with the children. So this is part of my handwriting. So show the camera here. Yeah. So I have like a sheet like this, which it would always give a vocabulary word. So in this case, is so iguana, and then it lets you practice uppercase and lowercase I's, so you can practice the writing for that letter. Also then, once we've reviewed that, I also have a video where they talk about different vocabulary words, so the children can learn the vocabulary words and learn the blending of the sounds for those words. Usually once I've done that one, a few classes later we'll move on and we'll use this one. This is more of a vocabulary one, so ice cream, iron, igloo, ice. So it gets them to practice not only just the letter I'm teaching now, but also other letters within the alphabet that maybe we haven't touched on yet, or that, but also it helps them to pen control and to be able to write the English alphabet. I know they obviously write pinyin, but sometimes the way they write their letters is a little different to how we do. So phonics for me is always, as I said, quite a big one. I like to make sure that the phonics is good. And then that also improves their reading skills. Along with that, I use an interactive website on my computer, which helps them to practice again with the phonics. But it gets them a bit more involved in it rather than just sitting there looking at something. They can touch it, they can move it, they can almost feel the letters. So that's quite a good one for that.
Cool. Well, thanks for showing us this.
No
I think
worries.
we got what we came here for. Fantastic, dude. Good stuff.
No worries.